Good day, everyone. Welcome to another edition of One Global Movement. I am Briddy Akong from South Africa. Thank the audience. Thank you, Aunty Divina. Thank you, Aunty Lynn. Thank you, all the co-hosts of One Global Movement. Thank you especially to Mr. Ash Mufari for being the best leader ever. Our topic for today, a leader beyond measure. A leader beyond measure. That's our topic for today. So our phone host for today will be Sister Dr. Yvonne Mundih. The floor is yours. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Briddy, for that. Thank you so much for that elegant introduction. I just want to really thank everybody that is here on the panel. Aunty Lynn, you are the backbone behind what we are doing, pushing us, nurturing us, and to do the right thing. Mr. John Barilla, you've been so supportive in a lot of ways, and you've joined the Facebook group. Thank you. Sister Esther, though you've been absent several times, but you've been working behind the scene to make sure that things are going well. And we just want to thank you, Divina. Thank you so much for these beautiful, beautiful, elegant graphics that you make. And I want to thank everybody that is here, the audience. Without you, the audience, we will not be here. Without you, we will not be able to be inspired to continue to empower, to uplift, and to educate the youth of the world. So I just want to thank you so much, but I want to apologize first for last week. First time in my life, we had an internet outage in Minnesota here that affected thousands of people. And so I could not attend, but I thank God that Briddy was there to represent us. And I just want to thank you all so much. So why One Global Movement? One Global Movement is a movement that is formed to empower, to educate, to uplift global youths everywhere in every country. The reason for this is because you see us here, you see me here is from my unique story where education saved my life to become what and who I am today through the grace of Almighty God. And because of that, because I lived that life and I know what challenges the youth of the world are facing, I have taken upon myself my mission and vision is to educate and empower youths. Instead of giving them a future, we educate them so that they can be able to build that future for themselves. And we have a lot of youths with us here in Unpassive. My son is one. He just turned 22. He has a position. He also bought a position for his grandmother. And I realized that there are a lot of youths here. So it is our responsibility as parents, as adults, to empower these youth. And we have been given and we have been blessed with a platform on Passive and with an amazing CEO, Mr. Ash Mufari, to use this to empower the world. And today we are going to talk about him in and out because this is the best CEO that I've ever had. I have been searching, looking for ways on how I can empower, educate youths of the world. And I never got one, but I got it now. And it looks like I have come to a stop of keep searching for things. Now I can only take this and we move forward to empower global youth. So I will give the floor to Wei if you you want to start with the first questions, so we can continue.
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, please.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Why a leader beyond measure? Why is it that? And also just a question, what would you like the audience to learn from this topic?
This is a very, very important topic and a very, very important person, CEO, brother, president, leader that we're going to talk. That is why we say a leader beyond measure, because I've not seen anybody like this somebody that is so selfless. And I want the youths, all of us, because the youth can only learn from us, the parents. I want the youths to really learn what Mr. Ashmufara is saying, is doing. Pay attention to every drop of word that comes out of his mouth, because I think for the past 2 years or 2.5 years, I think I have attended the University of Unpassive through Mr. Ashmufara. And that is why I decided that we must talk. We must teach ourselves, particularly our youths, about Mr. Ashmufara, because when you follow him, when you feel him, when you do what he says, you will be happy with your life. And in turn, you can begin to make other people, teach other people to follow suit. Thank you so much. And now I always like to make things simple. I come up with these acronyms so that we can better understand, our youth can better understand what we are talking about. I am going to give acronyms for leader. So, L. There are 3 essential principles of L in leadership. You have love, you have listening, and you have a leap of faith. And Mr. Ashmufara has all of this. He has the love for humanity. He's doing this to empower, to improve, to impact, and to usher in love globally into humanity. And this, in turn, we are giving it to our children. They need to see us show this love. You guys are here because of the love that you support One Global Movement so that it can reach all corners of the globe. And then E means evolve. We are always growing. Mr. Ashmufara is always evolving. He's always saying we're going to move from one top to the other top. He says you have not seen anything yet. He says your ears are going to pop. He says no one founder gets left behind. He is always directing us one way or the other, always growing. We are moving from one thing, one top to the other. And then you have A, awareness, being aware of what is happening around you, around your environment. In our case now, he makes us be aware of what is happening in our back office, what is happening with other founders, what we can do, what is happening in other areas of the globe. And sometimes he will even say, we are moving quickly so that we can reach people that really need the help. So we are always growing. Decisiveness, the ability of our CEO to give directions, a roadmap, and a clear vision to his team. We see him talking about, this is what we are doing. He takes the time. I've not seen any CEO in my entire life that takes the time to direct people where they're going, because this is somebody that is doing things from the heart. And it is our wish and our prayers that all of us, we take this, particularly our children, but if we don't do it as the adults here in our Unpassive family, the children, our youths cannot be able to do it. And we have E. E stands for egoless. Egoless. This means as leaders, we need to pocket our ego and be open to feedback. For instance, when we have international webinars or webinars of any kind that Mr. Ashmufara is there, he keeps saying, talk to me. He gives the floor to all of us founders. He says, talk to me. Talk to me. He wants to listen to all aspects. That is why we are 1.4 million founders. He wants to listen so that he knows where to serve us better, because he's a servant, but yet he's that kind of a leader that is beyond measure, doing all of these things. Why? Because he has the love to impact, to empower, and to provide global solutions to every business, whether it is an educational setting, whether it is any kind of business. He wants to be able to provide a good feedback. So he puts down his ego. He takes himself so simple. He says he's a brother. Some people will say, look at me. I am here. I am the CEO. I am this. I am that. But he does not have that. And that way, we are also supposed to put our own ego down and also embark as ambassadors how to empower our youths, our children, because they are the future. Then we have R. R to be, R leader means to be reachable when the need arises, reachable. Mr. Ash Mufara with his team of builders, the engineers, the pro tech people, and everyone on the team, he can be reachable. He makes it very important that they can reach him, especially when the need arises, when there are immediate things that needs solutions. They can be able to reach him. That is why he's even in a webinar. People are texting him because they want to reach him to ask, how can we do this? And that is real good communication, reachable. So leader, that is the meaning of leader. These are all great qualities of our leader, Mr. Ash Mufara. He has all of this in him. We see it every day. We feel it. We hear it. We embrace it. We live it. And we continue to live it. This is a wonderful, wonderful leader. That is why I say he is a leader beyond measure, because I've not seen any throughout my life. So, yes, and these are very great qualities. We want to lift up the lives. This is his word. Listen to some of his words to show that he is a leader beyond measure. We want to lift up the lives of those around the world. And he says, you cannot lift up humanity without a heart. That is so true. That is Ash Mufara's quote. And he says, we will never run out of customers because every one of us become multiple positions, such as with the re-entry position. Those are his words. I listen to his words and I copy them. I write them down exactly so I can quote him. This is a leader that knows what he's doing. He's determined. And he knows because that vision has been given to him and directed by the one who gave him that vision, and he is moving exactly the way it has been given to him. As long as you are in it, you are gonna win it. Ash Mufara again. We are a fresh concept. It's almost insane. It's almost crazy. And when it sounds like it's insane, you got a winner. It's insane to me because sometimes I look at him and tears just pour out of my eyes in happiness. And I'm like, what kind of a man is this? What kind of a human being is this? But I can't have the answer because I am not the one who gave him that vision. It was given to him by the one who created him, and he is doing it exactly the same way. We are making something, not just a business. It's not only a path and a vehicle to financial and personal freedom. It's a truly genuine new way of viewing life and practicing internet. The sky is the limit. The sky is the limit. That is very important. That is still Ash Mufara. We know exactly where we want to go, and we know the price. He says he knows the price. We are willing to pay the price, the sacrifice. We are paying it already. We have paid a big chunk of it. And guess what period we are going there? It's not a matter of where we are going or what we wish or where we wish to go. We know exactly where we are heading to. The future is so bright and we are absolutely in it to win it. Those are Ash Mufara's words that I picked them up. And there are so many, but we are going to move on to other things. So, a leader beyond measure. There is a quote that says, a boss has his title as his power, but a leader has his people for his power. Ash Mufara does not care about titles. That's why he simplifies himself as a brother, as a family member. But the people, the 1.4 million founders, is his power for him to bring together people from different backgrounds, different cultures, different talents, and different gifts to bring them together. That shows that he does not care about titles. He does not care. And titles are limitations. Titles are limitations. Titles don't mean anything, especially if we do not represent those titles. So, true leaders do not manipulate others to achieve their goal. Rather, they inspire them to achieve their goal. He brought together you and I, all of us, our youths together, because he wants to use us to inspire us. He's not even doing it for himself. He's doing it so that so that in turn, we can use all what he's teaching us to take it as brand ambassadors to all corners of the globe, to begin to see what we can do to empower others. After, we must have empowered ourselves and our families. A true leader has the confidence and the determination to stand alone, the courage to make tough decisions, and the compassion to listen to the needs of others. He does not set out to become a leader, but becomes a leader by equality and quality of his actions and the integrity of his intent. This is Ash Mufare. We all know that, and we see that every day. A great leader is almost always great simplifiers who can cut through challenges and doubts to offer a solution to everybody so that everybody can understand. Somebody like me, if Ash Mufara did not simplify all of these things that we are doing, I call them these things, and you guys will bear with me, especially some of you like Briddy, like Esther, like Aunty Lynn. You know this is true because I am learning all this concept because Ash Mufara took the time to simplify it so that people like us who have not been accustomed to using the internet in such a way that we are using now can just click and you get there. And I'm doing it, and I am really so grateful. We're going to move on because we cannot touch on every point because it is a topic that has really been researched into detail. So let's move on to the next question, Briddy, if you have the question there. Thank you. Are you there?
Wow, thank you so much, Dr. Yvonne, for all of this. I really do get it. Sometimes we just have to learn from others to be better people. All right, our next question. What makes Mr. Ash Mufare a leader beyond measure? What is that thing? What is it that we can see him to be a leader without that beyond measure?
It's a lot of things. We have seen it. We know it. All of us do know it. Ash Mufara, bear in mind that Ash Mufara is a human, just like you and I. But he does a lot of things that you begin to wonder, what kind of a human being is this? But because he is a selfless somebody, let us examine the tenets, the principles, the philosophies of true leadership, which have made us to term our CEO, Mr. Ash Mufara, a leader beyond measure. Let's start with the 8 Ds. We're going to start with the 8 Ds of a leader beyond measure. Number 1 D stands for demand. Demand. There has to be certain things that are not negotiable when we talk about a great leader. A great leader needs to excel in issues such as moral excellence, responsiveness, and character. And we know the character of Mr. Ash Mufara. He never talks without talking about Almighty God. He never talks without listening to people, knowing where can I help? What can I adjust that is going to help people? He does that a lot. The second D is deliver. A great leader shows up as a leader. A leader follows through on their commitments and is dependable. They do what they say they will do. He sets the bar and keeps taking it up. That's exactly when he says, this is going to come out at this time. Sometimes we become itchy, we become impatient. But he does respect those limits. But he also, and which we also as youths, as parents, have to take into consideration that Rome was never built in a day. Some things cannot just go right immediately, but that is why God has given us the ability, the capacity, the moral upbringing to adjust things as we go along, and that is exactly what he's doing. But he's always there to deliver the best, and he's doing it. We see it from one positive bomb to another, from one positive storm to another positive storm. I call it bomb and a storm because they take me unaware All those things, a lot of the things that he's bringing up, they take me unaware, and I'm like, whoa, where is this going to take us to? And I so love it when he says, I'm not just going to throw these things at you. I'm going to do it little by little, because it can make some of us go insane. Somebody like me, I can go insane if they just throw those things at me. So the third D is divert. A leader beyond measure is not in a position to seek all the admiration for himself. He constantly points to the successes of others on the team and ultimately gives all the recognition and credit for any success to Almighty God. We see him talking a lot about the engineers, Mohammed Kamal. He talks about the old tech people, Collins. He talks about the media, the old media. He talks about a lot of those teams that he's put together that are building these things for up. He talks about them and he gives them credit. Thank you. Sometimes to me, thank you is not even enough, but it's to talk about them, really talk about them, so that all these great qualities can begin to rub themselves on us, so that we can copy them, especially our youths. And then D, 4D is direct. A charismatic leader guides and shapes the path of the organization by clearly communicating expectations and continuously following up to ensure the organization stays on track. He does that. He does that. Sometimes he takes hard decisions, which is the quality of a charismatic leader, a leader beyond measure. He takes some decisions that we don't understand, but he understands because that vision has been given to him to take that decision. He's been directed to do it the way that is going to help us. That's why you and I are here today smiling. We are smiling because our future has been changed for good. And then 5D, discuss. A good leader keeps an open dialogue with his people, the lead. A leader who wants to be valued by his team allows his or her leadership to be vulnerable, questioned, and challenged. Ash Mufara gives us that opportunity. What do you think? What do you think can happen here? What should I do better? He says it, talk to me, talk to me. That is a leader that allows himself to be corrected, to be vulnerable. And then 6D, develop. A good leader empowers others and is always recruiting and developing new leaders. For instance, we have seen leaders that have come and gone. And we see leaders that he's always saying, no, let's do it this way. Let's do it this way. Because he himself is open to be corrected. And that is a good thing. 7D, drive. Drive. A great leader pushes the organization to succeed. He is strategic. He pushes the organization and the ambassadors to greater heights, takes them to places they want to go, but did not know how to get there. And takes, because we ambassadors, we are here today because we've tried a lot of other things that did not work for us. And we are here because we wanted to get somewhere. We've spent money, we've spent time, we couldn't get there. But Ash Mufara is here and he is taking us and directing us to where we want to go that we couldn't go before. And he is doing that for us and doing that too for our youth. And then the last D is decided. Regardless of what comes, a good leader strikes to he sticks to his guts. He sticks to the good things. He sticks to his God-given vision until God calls him to do otherwise, until God calls him to another place. Mr. Ash Mufara, we see him sticking to this vision. He's always doing something about it, promoting it, making it better, because he has been given that vision to empower humanity. And that is so, so incredible. And so I am going to ask any of you, if you have anything to add on this point, please go ahead, because these are things that all of us know about our CEO, who is beyond our measure. Anybody wants to talk?
Okay. Yes. Someone else want to say something?
Yeah, I would like to say something.
Okay.
Yvonne, you've really nailed it. Thank you so much for all the articulated words and expression of the exact person who Mr. Ashmofara is. Mr. Ashmofara is somebody to be looked up to. If you are someone that wants to lead people, I think Mr. Ashmofara should be somebody you should be looking up to emulate his character, to do things the way he does it, because I have not seen anything that is not perfect in his person. And I haven't talked about Mr. Ashmofara. Who else can we think of on earth that you can say this is a good leader, a quality leader? We have mentioned so many characters of leadership. There is still also some other ones we can also think about. A leader that leads by example.
Mm-hmm.
Yvonne have also mentioned the qualities of a good leader, somebody that sees that the people he's leading succeeds. These are also qualities of a good leadership. But the main thing, a leader that leads by example. Most of us who have worked in offices, we know the politics that goes on with leaders and the people they are leading. In an office setting whereby a leader or a manager you do not fall into the clique of those that are within his likes, you see that you will never ever be promoted and you will never progress. These are the other sides of leadership, which is not what we are talking about today. We are talking about a leader by example, a leader that brings himself to the floor to be able to accommodate, to be able to share, to be able to make people happy, and having also the fear of God in him or her. One utmost leader we can also think about, apart from on earth, apart from Ashmofara, we can also think about the life of Nelson Mandela. He is also a quality leader. We can also read about his history, even though he's late now, may his soul rest in perfect peace. He is also a quality leader we can also think about. One should also look at to check his history and emulate and learn something from there. If you are thinking of leading people, leadership is not an easy thing. It is something that you are born a leader. So even though some people try to lead people, if it is not natural, you need to learn, look at people, you will learn from their footsteps to be able to get there. Carry your people along.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Mr. Barilla, do you have anything to say? Or?
Well, I do. When I think about Ash, I try to think about when I first encountered him, and everything we're talking about, he displays, the qualities that he displays have been apparent to me from the beginning. Although in the beginning, I really had no idea about the humanitarian side, not only of Ash, but of what our entire company, and thereby all of us, what would be expected of us by way of our heart and by way of Ash showing us his heart. And now I've never really known of some of the things that he's done that I've heard about that are pretty amazing, and in the sense that he's already done great acts of selflessness, totally unrelated to our business and on passive, just in his own life, to demonstrate his desire to lift up humanity. So it's interesting to think about, as a leader, how this would relate to a internet technology company, and to start a company like this that we don't even realize, like I say, from the beginnings, not knowing much and learning as we go along, what's really been on his mind and his goals for showing us his love for humanity, which is obviously always, as you said before, evolving and growing. And we had to take a leap of faith, so to speak, so that we could understand exactly what this was all about beyond this company, like I say, an internet technology company where we're all hoping to earn some money. And this is way beyond that. myself, I had no idea. I had no purpose in this when I came into the company. I was involved in a lot of internet businesses that were multi-level marketing and such. And really all I cared about was one of these that would have some integrity and be true to what they say and let me just try to improve my life financially.
Yes.
That's what I had on my mind. And I came into the company. I began to listen to Ash Mufareh. And first of all, realizing that he never really talked about himself. You spoke about egoless. He always spoke of others, of what he wants to do, and which really, like we say, has very little to do with internet technology business. So I began to realize that this is someone with a huge heart that does have a goal to affect and lift up humanity by bringing many solutions, so to speak. And many of these solutions actually are part of this technical internet company that we're involved in, because these solutions will not just earn us money. These solutions will help to lift up humanity and to solve many things that are corrupt and just wrong,
Yes.
or lacking in many other places all over the globe, all over the world. To think about this as we went along, I began to realize that I have to think about this myself, about my own heart.
Yes.
Why am I here?
Yes.
And I always tell the story. Let me just throw this at you. It's not about Ash necessarily, but it's how he affected me. Thinking about my heart and how I might like to express it to help humanity. And I played a character. I'm an actor myself, and I've played a character for many years. I don't at the moment, but I did for many years, from The Wizard of Oz, the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz. I think many of us would know the Wizard of Oz very well, and we would know the Tin Man. His problem, or what he thought he needed to gain that he did not have, was that he didn't have a heart. And so you go through the entire tale of the story of the Tin Man and the other characters who are all in pursuit of something, to go and see the wizard who is going to let them and help them, provide them with what they need and that they don't have, whatever that might be. The other characters' qualities were different, but the Tin Man was in search of his heart, which he thought he did not have. And of course, by the end of the story, he's told all along that you have had a heart and you have a heart all along. And he displays it all through the story on the journey to Oz and to the journey for the. And so anyway, I compare that to our experience with Mr. Ash. He's a bit of a wizard.
Thank
I see him
you.
as the Wizard of Oz.
Thank you.
The man who
Thank
can
you.
provide for us what
Thank
we
you.
need and what everyone needs.
Thank you.
And so I don't want to go on too long about it,
Thank
but as
you.
I look at
Thank
some
you
of these
so
other
much.
points you were making, a great leader asks where he can help. And that's exactly what Ash does. He follows through on what he's believing and talking about. He talks about the needs of others. That's what we talk about constantly. We don't talk about business. We don't talk about money. Ash rarely talks about money or what we're going to earn, which is very interesting. He shows his vulnerability, which you also mentioned, because he does listen to others, and he's brought others around him in our business to help him, and he listens to them. And some of them have created some of the greatest elements of what On Passive is about and will be about, and then brought to Ash. Let me see here. I've made a couple of notes. He listens to others. I said that. He's open to correction by listening to the others to help him achieve this goal. And this is beyond the money, the goal of humanity and bringing great things to humanity. Even for example, the individual causes. Yvonne, your cause, for what you're most interested in, most dedicated to, with your own history and your own past, and what you want to do to change that by lifting up the youth in your country, where you originated, and to educate and to help them as you did, educate yourself and escape those things, those horrible things that you have expressed to us. I'm not going to go into them here, but the way to help others in these places that are victims of these terrible things that are happening to them by educating them, helping them to escape, to lift up others.
Yes.
And well, you know, I don't. What else do I have here? I just say that all these things came to my mind as I've gotten into On Passive and gone way beyond some business that would help me make money. And I'm way beyond that at this point. And I'm hoping that in following Mr. Ash Mufareh and listening to what he says, I'm hoping that when we are really moving ahead as we go on, I already have several things in mind. You are one of them with your goals and what you hope to achieve. And also through another founder, Milo. Milo's been planning for a long time and really getting things together to officially organize. And you're in there amongst the ideas, and so I'm thinking of, well, who am I most connected to and interested in? Well, you're right there, like I said, and I don't need to name others, but I have several others in mind that when I move forward in this company, I'm hoping to help around the world, even locally, even in small acts of kindness and lifting up. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to take up everybody's time.
Thank you so much. And looking at the time, I'm going to move a little faster here so that we can give the recognition and room to our audience. Aunty Lynn or Briddy, sorry, if you want to make any comment, 1-2 minutes so that we can let our audience come in. And so we recognize them and be grateful to what they're doing. Do you have anything, Aunty Lynn?
I'm good.
Okay. What about you, Briddy? Okay, we're going to move on real quick here. This is a very big topic with a lot of things that I research on, and from my own experience, I wrote it, but we're not going to be able to exploit it here in 1 hour. So we're going to really, really give the floor. There are other high qualities of Mr. Ash Mufareh that we might not be able to mention here today, but he is a leader beyond measure. I came to the period, we call it full stop, of searching for other things to do, because I was thinking to myself, how else can I empower youths of the world with education, to eradicate poverty, homelessness, hunger, abuse, squalor, dirt? What else can I do? Where else can I turn to? I've spent a lot of money trying to do these things, but it didn't get me anywhere. But I'm so grateful that today I said period because of Mr. Ash Mufareh. He is a leader beyond measure. Somebody, if I can remember correctly, when I was going through some difficulties from my job in October, I was trying to join the Canadian meet and greet. And then I kept having all this problem with my eyes. I couldn't see. But towards the tail end, something came upon me. I was so calm. And I turned on my computer again. It worked. I was the last but one person to talk for 40 seconds. He gave me that opportunity to talk. And he said, Yvonne, has anybody ever told you that you're perfect? I've never known any perfection in my life, but I think I always try. And for him to say that, and for him to say that word, DD, do it or die, he lit a fire in me that I even just brought up everything in me to want to do this thing, to empower youths, to do things that will help them so that they can never go through what I went through. It's the reason of why we're here today, a leader beyond measure. We are so, so grateful. A lot of things are left to be said, but we're not going to say them all. We're going to give the chance to highlight the comments from the audience so that we can then go to the conclusion. So it's time for you, audience. I really appreciate you. Time to highlight their comments. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay, Stacy, North Branch, you are my neighbor. Correction to the corruption. Thank you, Stacy. Let's get connected. I'm in North Branch too, like you. Thank you. In Minnesota, if it's North Branch in Minnesota, thank you. Thank you so much for coming. The next one, please. Cynthia says, hello, everyone. Thank you, Cynthia, for being present here. Your presence is highly, highly appreciated. Together, we can help our global youth. Thank you. Ojala says, hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Thank you for that emphasis. Thank you for being here. Moclesio says, hello, everyone. Thank you for being here. Your presence is highly, highly appreciated. Thank you, Serena, for greeting us here. Your presence is highly appreciated. I urge each and every one of us to join the One Global Movement because we cannot do this alone. We need everyone to come together so that we can empower our children positively. Thank you. And Sampa, thank you for coming. Good midnight, all participants. I hope that everyone is well. Thank you, Sampa, for coming. We are all doing well. That's why we are here. I appreciate you. And then Darling says, hello all, sir, madam. Thank you. Thank you for coming. And Gurango says, hi, everyone. Thank you, Gurango. You are highly welcome here, and we'll see you again next Friday. Doreen Jones says, good afternoon, friends. Good afternoon, my sister Doreen. We are happy to have you here. Thank Sodashan. Sodashan says, hello, everyone. Thank you for coming. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And oh, my sister Comfort. Thank you for coming. Welcome. We love you. We love you too. I am so happy to see you here today. You just elevated me. Thank you. Sharon says, hello, everyone. Thank you, Sharon. And I don't know how to make my finger. I need to learn to do it just like you just did it. Thank you so much, Sharon. We'll see you again next week. Oh, my God, my son, Alture. Hi, Mom. That's my son, the 22-year-old who is a founder. He's an aerospace. He's doing aerospace engineering, and he bought a position for himself, and he bought one for his grandmother. He is a very great son, and I'm glad that he's following Ash Mufara. Thank you, son. She mentioned me. Yes, I did mention you. You are such a special boy. Thank you for coming, my son. Okay, Henry Tucker. Thank you, Henry. Hello, all my ambassador friends. Hello, my brother ambassador. We are in this together to win it. Thank you for coming. And Shreha Neda. Hello, my sister. Love you. We love you too, Neda. We love you so much. And thank you for your presence here today. We'll see you again next Friday. Thank you. And Ripon says, oh, I love you too. We're doing all of this from our hearts. And thank you for those beautiful hats. And we will see you next Friday. And Ameyovi says, hello, everyone. Thank you for everything you do. We thank you because without you, we would not be here talking. We're talking because you're there to support us. Thank you guys so much. And Al Tere says, hey, Mom. Hey, honey, thank you. Thank you. Everybody here knows you already. Aunty Lynn knows you. I've talked to you about Aunty Lynn, John Barilla. That is my Uncle John, Sister Esther, and your sister Briddy. They know you all already. Thank you. Thank you, honey. Thank you guys so much. Please make sure you like and subscribe and just do whatever you can do because we are here to support the global youth. My son published a book to encourage early reading in children. So that is so important. Alex is here. The bigger the dream, the bigger the team. Yes, Alex, you're one of my youths. Thank you so much for coming. Keep coming. Hey, 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 Divina. Hello, family. Sorry for being late. I at my business lunch. Thank you, Divina. It's better to be late than never. You showed up, but we are here because you made those beautiful backgrounds, but you're still here in your physical absence. Thank you. We love you. Yes, I encourage everyone to come every Friday. Encourage our youth to attend this because they need to hear this over and over and over. We, the parents, need to be here to encourage our children to be here because they need what we are talking about. We can only do this together because no one person can do these things. No one person. I cannot do it alone. No one can do it alone. And so thank you guys so much. We'll see you again next Friday. I'm going to go to the conclusion. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please comment. Whatever, how you comment, correct us, because we need those corrections so that we can know how to empower our youth. Remember, we are different people. We are unique. We have different talents, different gifts. It is because of all these different comments and subscription and everything that you do that we can begin to know how we create passionate courses to empower our youth. So we are going to go to our announcement. If you are struggling to set up your business or grow your business, we have help among us. 1.4 million founders. We have all the help and gifts in the world among us. You contact Divina. If you can't contact Divina, contact me and I will refer you to Divina. Remember, there is no such thing as something for nothing. Even a newborn baby has to do something. When they say we should go to our back office, we should do something, please, let's go there a million times. Let's bombard or connect. Let's bombard or mail or net, do whatever it takes. Post things. Help is there. At least I can help in certain aspects too. Contact us. Aunty Divina is there. John Barilla is there. Esther is there. We have help all over. We have Red, Chris, Johnson, and Marty Digamo at the early hours of the day, every day. Please do well to attend. And then we have Heroes every Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Day time. We need to attend. We have the Wow Women every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Day time, if I'm correct. But we have them every Saturday unless they cancel. And of course, we have the famous Roblin Live is every day at 8 p.m. Eastern Day time. And other shows and webinars are available, and you can bring them to my attention, so that it's good that we announce these things so that we can do these things together. We are a family. We need to support one another in every way possible. I know that I've kind of been lagging behind a little bit because my son is home and we are doing a lot of things. So I want to pay that attention until he starts doing his summer job. Then I can get back on track again. So, and if it is Friday, please, it is Friday with One Global Movement, empowering our youths worldwide. So, and always remember this before you leave, to the youths, to all of us, always remember this. Stay focused. Stay encouraged. Stay empowered. And always believe in endless possibilities. So we've come to the end of our show. I just want to thank everyone who has been here today. I know that those that are not here, they are with us in spirit because of one thing or the other, or family, they were not able to make it. But I know that you are with us in spirit because Ash Mufara, whether he's on the screen or not, or whether he's talking or not, he's always with us in spirit because he's working behind the scene without us even knowing what he's doing. So let us copy this leader beyond measure and go to the next level. Thank you so much, and I love you all. Thank you. And we're going to end the show for today. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. I love you.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. And